We're here back in the fantasy bar. It's Tuesday. We got 7 games. We're going to go happy hour. 6 plays for you, 4 plays under 6K in DFS. I've got my favorite bet of the night for you. And what stud am I paying up for tonight? Belly up to the fantasy bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Tuesday edition Beers Daily Fantasy 6-pack. Good to be back here once again in the fantasy bar, providing 6 of my favorite plays across both DFS and sports betting. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. Guys, do me a favor. Before we get into the plays, take a second, click that thumbs up button. You guys have been killing it there. I appreciate that very much. Helps us out tremendously. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Get notified when the videos are coming out. And lastly, before we get into the plays of the day, guys, go down below the video. Click the link for scoresandodds.com/beer. We have a special offer for you guys. You can try out Scores and Odds today, just $5 for a 5-day pass. And what a better time. There's not a better weekend in sports, in my opinion, than what we have coming up with the opening round of March Madness. So a great way to check it out. Picks in the NBA, in golf, in college basketball, trends, betting trends, everything that you need to help you out. Head over to scoresandodds.com/beer. Take advantage of that special offer you get for hanging out here in the fantasy bar. All right, let's talk Tuesday. Let's talk some NBA hoops. Let's start with the DFS plays. We'll start in the mid-range at our 6K cap on some of our value. We're going to go with small forward, power forward, KUZMA of the Lakers. So KUZMA really starting to get it going here. Anthony Davis goes down. It was all LeBron all the time for a while. We know LeBron's still going to do his thing. But on a back-to-back here, I really like this spot for KUZMA. Now, cash game, guys, he's really been hooking you up. 30 or more DraftKings points in 6 of the last 9 games. So you're really getting that nice floor each and every night. And for the tournament players out there, he's getting it done there as well. A couple games close to 50 here of late in the recent games for KUZMA. So you're getting that ceiling as well, just playing with more confidence, getting more minutes, taking a ton of shots in this offense. And what a better matchup than the Minnesota Timberwolves, bottom 10, no matter what position he's playing, the 3 or the 4. Great matchup here. Lakers projected for almost 120 points in this game, and I think KUZMA is going to be a big part of that. Great value here tonight in the mid-range at just 6,000. All right, let's go down low. Let's get you a big man, maybe the best value on the board tonight, center Moses Brown of the Thunder. Now, I'll be honest, I know there's a few of you out there saying, who in the hell is Moses Brown, Beer? Bear with me here. This is a guy that's going to get some opportunity here for a young Thunder team that is obviously in rebuild mode. Plus, they're dealing with some injuries here. The veteran Al Horford going to sit tonight against Chicago. Darius Bazley out as well tonight. And Brown has kind of surpassed Isaiah Roby on the pecking order here for the Thunder. So I wouldn't be shocked to see him draw another start here. Another guy really giving you a solid floor. We haven't seen a big blow-up game out of him yet. But for these prices, you're eclipsing 20 fantasy points. You're getting it done. I think there's upside for more in this matchup, especially with Chicago. They struggle against bigs. 9th most fantasy points allowed to this position here. Almost minimum price on DraftKings, just $3,500 and just a tick over 4K on FanDuel. Great value here down low with the big man, Moses Brown. All right, we're not done with the Thunder. Let's get one more value play here for them. We're going to go with point guard, shooting guard, Ty Jerome. I've been a big fan of Ty Jerome, dating back to his days at Virginia. A guy I think can do everything out on the floor, and we'll get to that here in a minute. But we talked about the Thunder and the rebuild. This is definitely a team that's going to take a look at some of these younger guys and see what they have here. And Jerome certainly has taken advantage of that opportunity. We look at some of the games here recently. Whenever this guy gets minutes, he's pretty much been productive. So 5 of the last 6 games that he's gone for 22 or more minutes, it's also equated to 20 or more DraftKings points. So a guy, like I said, can contribute in every single category. We know he's a good shooter. We know the assists are going to be there. Pretty good rebounding guard as well. The blocks and steals, a big bonus for us over on FanDuel. I think Ty Jerome going to be in for a ton of minutes. Teo Maledon questionable. Dort questionable. We'll see what happens there. SGA can't do it all on his own. I think Ty Jerome in for another good game here tonight at almost minimum prices on both sides. All right, let's take a look at my favorite bet of the night. We dropped that Washington game last week, brings our record to 4-2 on the season. This is brought to you by our friends over at scoresandodds.com. Again, guys, can't say it enough. Go check it out. Only $5. Everybody can afford that. Such a wealth of information there. Ton of tools to help you out in all of the major sports. And again, March Madness Fun times coming up. Make sure you're equipped to bet these games coming up this weekend. But we're going to talk NBA. My favorite bet of the night, we're going to go with the over in the Utah-Boston game. So we know these are very, very good offensive teams. I know Boston has had their struggles, but they're coming around. Utah, a top 5 offensive efficiency team. And both these teams have really been on a run of hitting the over. The defense has kind of been lacking. The Jazz, normally a pretty good defensive team, but they've been in some shootouts here, as has Boston. We look at some of the recent games for them. Celtics games have gone over now in 8 of the last 11 games, so they're kind of leaving defense on the side of the road as well. And the Jazz, kind of the same trend here, over in 6 of the last 8 games. These two teams hit a 230 total when they played last month. So I already showed you they can go over on this number. I think with Boston playing better offensively lately, Utah, we know, has been on a roll all season long. I love this number here. I play it up to 230, but if we can get it at 228.5, happily taking the over here on Jazz and Celtics, brought to you again by our friends at scoresandodds.com. All right, let's get back to the DFS plays. Let's get back to the values. A minimum price play for you over on FanDuel. Small forward, power forward, Kenyon Martin Jr. of the Rockets. Now, obviously a big misprice here for FanDuel, kind of lagging behind the pricing. DraftKings has ticked him up to 5,300. Yes, he's going to be a popular play on FanDuel. Yes, I am still locking him in. Too easy here. This guy's going to give you a 10x return. He's averaging almost 36 FanDuel points a game in the last 3. So that's what the floor that he's been giving us. 10x, definitely easy. Possibility of more beyond that. You just don't get these opportunities very often in the NBA to get a double-digit return on a player. And even at that $5,300 point on DraftKings, he's given us an easy 6 to 7x return. So don't overthink it here with Kenyon Martin Jr. The minutes are going to be there. The usage is going to be there. Him, Kevin Porter Jr., these guys are going to get ample opportunity to perform here for this Houston team. Guys like John Wall, Victor Oladipo, going to be released, phased out of the lineup, cut completely. We'll see. But these young guys are really going to get the chance to shine here with the Rockets, and Kenyon Martin Jr. has looked outstanding with his opportunity. The minutes will be there here, and I don't hate the matchup either with the Atlanta Hawks. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Tuesday night. But before we do that, guys, we're going to continue our Beast of the Night contest. This is a thank you to you guys for hanging out here in the fantasy bar. All you got to do, get below the video and guess fantasy points on DraftKings for my favorite play of the night. The closest guess is going to win either a free 3-day pass to RotoGrinders Premium or a free RotoGrinders t-shirt. Let's wrap up happy hour here. Let's spend some money. My favorite play of the night, no matter, the Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We've saved you some money in a lot of spots so we can spend up here at the point guard position with TRAE Young of the Hawks, tonight's Beast of the Night. Now, one thing I'm always looking at is the change in prices for a guy on a nightly basis, and you just saw a huge spike in TRAE Young's price over on DraftKings. It was $9,300 in that last game, all the way up over $10,000 in this matchup, and always been a big advocate of the DK algorithm. It sometimes seems like they know something, so maybe that's not something you believe in. That's fine. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here as well. Rockets allow more fantasy points than any team in the NBA to combo guards like TRAE Young. First in our defense first archetype tool here on RotoGrinders. You can find that in our premium suite of tools here for the NBA. And TRAE Young, we know, a guy that's capable of 50, 60 fantasy points any night of the week. In fact, has given us 50 or more DraftKings points in half of his last 10 games. We get a nice pace up spot. We know these young Rockets are not interested in playing much defense. They're there to put up numbers. They're going to continue to do that. The Kenyon Martins, the Kevin Porter Jr.'s of the world. Well, I think TRAE Young be happy to oblige here in this pace up spot. Don't be afraid of that 10-2 price point on DraftKings. And if you are, you don't want to pay that much, hey, he's only $9,000 over on FanDuel. But you add it all up. Love this spot here for TRAE Young. Easily my favorite play for Tuesday night and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll wrap us up here in the fantasy bar for Tuesday. Any comments, questions, feedback, hit me up in that comment section. Agree, disagree with some of the plays. The over on Boston and Utah. Let me know what you think. Maybe put some of your favorite bets in the comment section. Hey, let's just talk some NBA in there. Love chatting with you guys. I'll be checking that throughout the day. So let's talk some hoops. Also, make sure you head over to Twitter. Follow me at Beermakersfan. And guys, go take advantage of this limited time offer. Scoresandodds.com/beer. Just $5, 5 days. Great information. For RotoGrinders.com, I am Beer saying salut, guys. Best of luck tonight. Thank you, as always, for hanging out in the fantasy bar, and we'll see you down on Friday. See ya.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist.